A woman discovered something eerie while investigating a case. The community in front of her seemed to hide a kind of mysterious presence. Although she couldn't exactly put her finger on what it was, this house clearly exuded an ominous aura. She planned to have her colleague call for backup first in case something bad happened. But her colleague thought the woman was just making a fuss and decided to go up and take a look for himself before making a decision. Daisy was so scared that she quickly hid. This was her first time going out to investigate a case, and she actually encountered such a cruel murderer. She was trembling with fear as she held a weapon and groped forward, only to find that the entire house was covered with plastic wrap, and it was so quiet that it made her hair stand on end. But what was even more strange was that when she entered the bedroom, the suspect named Shunshu was just sitting by the bed, staring straight ahead, as if he didn't have the slightest intention of resisting at all. Just like that, Daisy easily caught the suspect. After they went back, it was Daisy who ended up sitting in the interrogation room. Because of this case, Daisy made a wild guess about the villa. The detective bureau conducted a test on her, asking her to guess the numbers behind an animation. To everyone's surprise, Daisy actually guessed about 7 or 8 out of 10 correctly, so she was immediately transferred to a more advanced department. With her strong powers of deduction and intuition, she was tasked with solving a serial case that had been going on for 30 years. The victims that the murderer chose each time when committing a crime, their daughters all had their 14th birthdays. And after the crime was committed, the murderer would leave a special symbol. In the symbol, everyone could only make out the signature long legs on it. So the authorities named this case the Long Legs case. And up to now, more than 40 people had been killed one after another. The town had been in a state of panic for all these years. The detective chief had no choice but to specially invite Daisy because of the pressure. Otherwise, as a newbie, where would she have gotten such an opportunity? Besides, there was a special reason. The detective chief's daughter also had her 14th birthday. That's why the detective chief was so eager to find out the truth. Daisy was so busy that she even had to stay at the detective chief's house. But something strange happened one day. Daisy was initially on the phone with her mother when suddenly there was a noise outside the door. Since where she lived was already secluded enough, and this happened in the middle of the night. As a detective, Daisy had to muster up her courage. She closed the chain on the door first to prevent any accidents, and then she carefully turned on the light by the door. But at that moment, Daisy saw that outside the window, a figure suddenly appeared standing outside the door. Daisy quickly grabbed her weapon and went out to check. But unexpectedly, when she walked over, there was nothing there. Just then, a chill came from behind her. Daisy carefully and cautiously moved her body. When she turned around, that figure actually walked into the house. Daisy was completely terrified. She quickly rushed into the living room with her weapon. Unfortunately, she still couldn't find that figure this time. But when she went back to her room, there was an additional letter from Longlegs on the table, and it said, "Don't open it before the 14th.